So as many is the story of many mornings. I woke up this morning and I thought, what can I do to change the world today? Now, analysis paralysis to me is a real thing. I often get overwhelmed by the task ahead and the goals that I've set myself, and so I end up struggling to start. Now, I have often said that doers will be the changers, and that only about 10% of the people will do anything, and that will have a positive impact on the 90% of other people. And so to me it's very important to be part of the 10%, the 10% of people that makes life possible for the other 90%. Now I'm not sure whether we're gonna find it, but as I drove into Manette's house this morning, I saw this heap of biomass that somebody was dropping here at one of the tips, or one of the areas where the rubbish collects. And so we're gonna see quickly what we can harvest here, and then we're gonna do a couple of things that I hope will have a big impact on the lives of these people and other people. Okay, Vitalis, let them collect big sticks with lots of leaves. No, we want lots of leaves. Don't break off the leaves. Tell them not to break off the leaves. Okay, so lots of volunteers, and this morning when I came to Manette's house, there was loads of kids. She feeds the children in the area, so they feel her home to be a safe space. She's one of those people that just started doing whatever little extra food she had, she started giving the kids, and that attracted people like me and other people to help support her food kitchen, and that allows her to feed hundreds and hundreds of kids on a weekly basis. 30 a day at minimum, and up to 100 a day sometimes. So she's got a giant impact. Vitalis, as much as they can carry. Let them carry as much as they can carry. Okay, let's move this quickly. I often think these people look at us and think these people are completely nuts collecting rubbish. See, remember, they have the same word for mulch as they have for junk. Mulch is the same as junk. So for us, collecting this is equivalent to people just going to the rubbish bin collecting rubbish. It's a very interesting phenomenon here in Namibia. Something is junk or it isn't. There's no difference between biomass and plastic rubbish. Okay, so after not knowing what to do with my life today, I got up, grabbed Vitalis, who was helping me on the farm, and we came out to Manette's house. The idea was actually to see what groundworks we can do on the other side, because we've got this goal of planting 1 tree for every subscriber. Vitalis, I think, put it directly into the wheelbarrow so it can go out to the outside. We've got this goal of putting 1 tree down for every subscriber, but we also need to make sure they survive. So what we ended up doing, let me show you around what we've been doing. We ended up trellising this Granadella. We build a water harvesting structure there, build a dam for the water to fall in there. It runs over, comes to this mango, runs over, comes to this papaya, to this guava. Okay, then it went out there. It goes out there. But let me show you the fancy part. I'm a big fan of rainwater harvesting from the street. Planting the rain first, and this structure here is now to capture the rain. Now Manette has built this wall to keep the dirty water out from these people here, but that dirty water is enough to keep this place always moist. So I'm thinking we should turn the pipe around and pipe it into that ditch that we're digging now, the first water battery basically that we have on the land, and use that to put water into the soil and grow papayas or bananas. I think papayas is little bit better for our climate, and so that is our idea. Now, while we were doing this, I asked Manette, what's the kids eating today? And she said, listen, I don't actually have food for them today, so they're not going to eat today. And I thought, well, that's something we'll have to remedy then. And so when I arrived, there was about 30 kids around, and so we didn't call any other kids, but I quickly went to the shopping center and grabbed some food, obviously with the help of all the bodies, everybody, all of you guys. And so we are back at feeding 30 kids this morning, all because of people like you. Let me show you quickly what we're having. This is some mince and soup mix, and that is pap. That is the starch that basically went up with 150%. Sorry, the sun's a bit bad. Went up with 150%. Sorry, with 50%, from $100 to $150 a bag, Namibian dollars. So 50% on a major starch is something terrible. But it's a good meal. And then we bought some Oros cool drink for the kids. And then I don't know if any of you remember last week with the big feeding of the kids when we fed over 100 children. I said Manette's water got cut off. Now she got that fixed during the week. I'm very, very grateful for that. And so we ended up buying quite a bit of water for her as well. Now through all of this, just by me getting up and saying let's do something, all of these kids have experienced collecting mulch. They've experienced building the trellises. I've explained to all of them the difference in the temperature. I just quickly want to maybe walk away a little bit just so that it's a bit softer. I showed them, I had their hands there. Let me show you the experiment that I did with them basically. So, see if the camera's alright. So I had them feel here, below the shade, and then I had them feel here in the sun. The temperature difference is night and day. And then I explained to them the mulch idea, why we're having mulch, and it's cooler down there and water lasts longer, etc. So they had a little bit of a permaculture lesson as well. Hopefully something that they'll remember. They played on the mulch. I think we actually had quite a good time, quite some good times, and I think it all turned out very well. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. Thank you for making this possible for me to do as well, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.